My name is Sunil Yadav. I am going to discuss what is classes in Kotlin. So let's get started. If you have used Java, Java also supporting class like object oriented programming language. Similar, Kotlin is also supporting all the OOPS object oriented programming paradigm. Okay, like encapsulation, inheritance, right, abstraction, everything we can do in Kotlin as well, like the way we have in Java. So let's see how we can create a class, how we can define a variables, how we can define method inside class. So I'm going to all those things. So I'm going to create a Kotlin class. So I'm going to say classes. Okay. So it's going to create a class here, right? That is perfectly fine. We can say classes, or we can say one more classes, right? Classes employee. Okay, we can create a number of classes. But in Java, we can't put right two public classes in one file or one under one class. So but in Kotlin we say allow, you can put one classes or we can remove right this class as well. It's not a problem, right? This will treat as a file, right? So I'm going to create one more class, class test, right? So this is the valid syntax, that is perfectly fine. Okay. And let's create one more package here, learning, under I'm going to say classes. Okay, classes, and we can move our classes related things in class package, classes package. Okay, do the refactor. Okay, so it will going to here, and we can see here I saying not able to set the current package name, so we can say classes as well. Let me close everything others. So yeah, so now it looks good. So these are the classes basically. So classes generally have attributes and behavior. Like we can declare variable, we can define variable, right? And we call through the functions or constructors, right? Initialize those variables. So how we can do that? So let me go with this employee class. So this is the class body. We are saying class keyword in Kotlin, and I'm using class name. I'm saying employee. Okay. So this is perfectly valid class, but this class don't have any attributes. So let's define some attributes, citing some attribute with this class. So what I'm going to do, val name, right, name string. Okay, so this will be, so what error I'm getting, like adding must be initialized. Okay, add must be initialized or we abstract. So add initializer. So I'm saying I'm going to initialize some value for this one, or we can say for example null. Null cannot be value of non-string null. Okay, yeah, we can't put like a null variable. Okay, so I'm saying this Sunil. Okay, well, address colon string type. Okay, Dublin. Okay, and I'm going to say well age colon in data type. I'm going to say 35. Okay, so this is the class, right? This is the class, and we are able to initialize some value with this employee class as well as variables. So that's perfectly fine. But now next question is, we need to insert the class, the object, right? So how we can do that? So we can say let's create a main method here, right? In main method I'm going to create object of this class, and I'm going to initialize the value. So how we can do that? So we can say a val employee. Okay, this is employee variable name, and I'm going to say employee. Okay, so this is the object is created, we don't need to put new keyword. So this the default constructor I'm calling. We can say we do not initialize or define the default constructor. Default constructor by default automatically defined for us, we don't need to do that if we are not overloading this initializing constructor, right? So how we can call the parameters? So let's call the parameters. So we can say string template under name, right? Name colon dollar name, right? Okay, name. Okay, employee dot name, right? This is not directly part of the variable. So generally we need to put curly braces. So my object name employee, then we can see all the parameters, all the method available with this object. So we can say address, attribute, name, age, right? And let so many defined parameters are available. So we can say let's print employee first, what we have inside, right? So I'm say employee, right? So let me don't need to this process at all, and let's run it. Let's see what is happening. So we can say it's trying to run compile Kotlin code and trying to run it. So it will take just few seconds. Okay, so we can say employee is saying employee reference, right? It's not printing. So we can say to string, but it will, I think it will be same because we are not overriding to string method. So it's generating as an object. So let's try to just assess some parameters. Say employee name. Okay, name. So name here, I have created this employee object. I'm going to assess employee with a name. Okay, so let's run it. So we can see his name is printing. So similar way we can print all other attributes if we want. So I'm going to say command D, right? Command D. Okay, so I'm going to say, let me minimize little bit. We don't need this one as well. Okay, so I'm going to say name address like address we can see here, right? Age. So I'm trying to access the fields of the class. So let me run it. So we can see like name, address, and age printing. So we have like default constructor, right? This is working for us. We have declared the fields here and defined initialize some value. So now we can see like everything is perfectly working. Now next step is how we can create the constructor in Kotlin. So how we can do that? So in Kotlin, the first choice we can do through the constructor, right? So we have constructors, right? In this we can pass like name, string, right? The same way we have declared above. We can say address, address, not in it for, we can say again string, okay, comma age colon int, alright. And we can here say I'm going to say this dot name, right, is equal to name, okay, and this dot address is equal to address, and then age, this dot age is equal to age. And now we can see we are getting error here. What is the error here? We are getting, I'm saying val cannot be reassigned, right? So we assign the top is val, right? So we can't reassign it. So let's remove, because this is going to initialize some value. So let me remove this one, let me remove this one, and let me make it bare. Okay, so now it's bare. What is this message showing? Can join with assignment. Okay, like if I'm going to join the assignment, so it's saying name. You don't need to do that. Okay, so that is fine. So I'm saying this name is equal to this one. So now this constructor initialize and a constructor is defined. Now let's try to run it, right? So we are getting error here, right? We are saying we need to pass the constructor value. So I need to pass it. So how we can pass it? We can say name Sunil, right, address Dublin, okay, and age we can say something else, 34. okay, I'm getting error because I'm trying to put string, but this is the integer type. So let's run it. Okay, so this is perfectly fine. This is working now. We are overriding, age variable. So this way we can, define the constructor like in Kotlin, very easy way, right? We can do that, and this is perfectly working fine. Okay, so this is the one constructor I have added, but how we can add like one more constructor. Suppose if I want to use like one more constructor with like two parameters, so I'm going to explain it how we can do that constructor, and this way is like look like more verbose in Kotlin. So what we can do, the best thing is we can add those variables, constructor variables at top level. So we can say val name string comma val address string, okay, age val age integer, right? So this is same thing, we can remove everything. I okay, and let's see it's running or not. So we can say it's working perfectly fine. And suppose if we want to create some constructor with two parameters, so how we can do that in Kotlin? So simple thing, right? We need to again go to constructor, right? And we need to pass the parameter, what parameter I want. So suppose val, sorry, we don't need to give the name. This is going to inherit name string and age integer, right? Suppose I want to pass just only two parameter, and I to create the constructor. So here constructor is saying, giving the error for us. So what is the error saying? Primary constructor call expected. So we have to call this primary constructor employee, okay, before calling our child constructor. So let's do that. So this I need to pass our parent constructor value. So I'm going to say name, okay, comma address we are missing here, so we can pass some blank value, okay, and some val address is okay. So now it's working fine. So we can say I'm passing two parameters, name string, age integer, and name, and this is the default value I'm passing. So let's create one more constructor similar to this one. We're going to take just two arguments. So I'm going to create one employee. I'm going to say Blaze is not applicable for this one. I'm just passing two. So just say test 33. I'm going to give this name employee one, and if we can print it, let's see what is the result. Println. So I'm going to say string template name dollar employee one, okay, employee one dot name, okay. So it's going to print the name comma age dollar employee one dot age, right? Okay, so we can say is IntelliJ IDEA automatically give us like under braces we have to put if we are calling some methods like variables, okay. So we can say it's printing perfectly fine, right? So the same thing we are doing, we are passing address here, right? So how we can handle like initialize some value through the constructor. So we have in Kotlin like init block. If we can put something, it's going to be do things for us. So let me say println and print something init constructor, okay, and let us run it. So if we are going to run it, so this constructor is going to call before going to call the constructor actual. So we can say like init constructor is calling. If we are calling two parameter constructor, again it's calling the initialization block. So let's improve this code much better. So we can say where address, right, address type string, Okay, string here. Let me remove from here string. Okay, and pass here. We don't need comma. Okay, guys, this address from the top to bottom here, and we can initialize on the constructor level. So I'm going to remove this address is equal to double quotes. Okay, so this one, and I'm going to pass variable here is address colon string. Okay, and here we need to remove this address. Okay, and I'm going to pass this address initialization part here. So this dot address is going to be address. Okay, otherwise is going to initialize by default this one. So if we run this code, look like the same things, nothing is changed here. Okay, so that's really nice way we can call the constructor and do the things, right? And the one more alternative way how we can write this code is better way. Okay, similar, we don't need to do those things, right? Suppose I want to create some constructor that going to take some default value. So I'm going to say here is where address double dr in address is string. Okay, I'm going to initialize the same thing, some value like default value here, right? Okay, so because this is the parameter change, so I'm pushing, so let me put this one is to here. Okay, and now this to move to this place. All right, and this one here. So now if we run this code, it's giving us like a same thing, nothing changed, right? So this way, right, we are doing the same thing, but like initializing data, and we are missing this some constructor value. So default value is going to take by the constructor. So those are the same thing basically. So this is related to constructor, and in Kotlin we also have one good thing, right? We have data classes. So if we see the structure of this project, so we have all these constructor, right? We have not created constructor, but we still we can see the constructor, setter, getter for us. So everything is visible to us, right? The same thing. But in Kotlin we have data classes. So data class is saying if we am going to create this as a data class, right? So we don't need to create hash code equals method, is automatically going to create for us. All right, so the data class we don't need to get a setter, and it's going to be run the same thing. So let me run it, right? And if we can see the method, right, so employee one dot, we can say all the method equals head course has code is applicable to us, right? So data class is really helpful. We don't need to create like lot of setter getter method like the way we have in Java. So this is really helpful for us, giving us getter setter by default. So we don't need to set is override it. But let's see, if suppose you want to delete some, like declare some variables and initialize some value for it. So I'm going to say where is true is equal to false, right? Some variable is, and how we can create a setter getter for this one. So we have set, we need to put here set value, and let's do like is true is equal to value. So whatever value is coming in this setter method, I am going to set it. So let's see run it is working or not. So employee dot is set true is equal to true. Okay, so let's run it. We will see like a Stack Overflow error, because if you see, right, I'm getting a like Stack Overflow error. There's so many Stack Overflow errors going on. So stack trace we can see here, right here, like in thread Java Stack Overflow error is going to So how we can fix it? We always need to use field. Actually, Kotlin is providing us, we don't need to give any other name here. We always need to say field, and whatever value is coming, we need to set it. Okay, now it's working perfectly fine, and let's print it this value. So I'm going to comment out this one. I'm going to say println like this value is true, some value employee dot is true or not. Okay, and let's see it is printing true or not. So it's working perfectly fine, it's setting true. So this way we can set now how we can get something, right? So we need to just say get field, right? So here we are setting the field, we need to get the field value. Say return this value, right? Return, okay, field. So it's going to be work. Okay, so it's now working. Let's try to define some method inside this one. So suppose I want to define some method, right? It's going to take 0 argument and print something. So I'm going to say hello. Okay, so I here I'm going to say print ln hello, right? So we can define the method inside our data class or class. Here I'm saying the data class, but you can do the same thing with the class as well. So if we can call, let's call this is hello. Okay, so it's going to print hello. Now it's printing. How we can define the static methods like the Java we have? So similar way in Java, like we have like public static, we need to use static data like keyword. But in Kotlin we can say companion object. So under this, whatever you create the method, that is by default static. Okay, so let's create it like function 0 argument is going to take static hello. Okay, and I'm going to print something static method. Okay, so now if we static method where we can call through the class itself, we don't need object. So we can call employee. Okay, employee dot, we can say static hello is coming to us here. So if we can run this code as well, we can say it's perfectly working fine. So this way we can define like a normal method or a static method if you want. So we need to put under companion object, it will going to work if you want to define static method. Feature of the data classes. So data classes is providing lot of features to us. So suppose if we say employee dot copy, so they are saying you can copy the same thing, right, and create one more object. Well, emp1, right, emp2. So if I'm going to use this emp2 here in base of employee, it going to be copy all the data for me. So same data, if you want to update anything, you can update it. Sorry, so emp2 dot name, emp2 dot age. So we can see the same value we are going to see again because it's copied the data, right? And if we want to modify some value here, right, suppose I want to change age to some value 34, it is still allow you whatever field you want to change, we can do that in this copy method. So really is good feature of data classes. As well as we can do destructuring the object. So what is destructuring means, I want to in JavaScript I also have seen it. So we can say declare some value like this way. I'm going to say name, age, right, address. I'm going to get from the employee object, this employee object. So let me do that. Bal, actually I need to put, right. So now we can see this is same, I'm getting all the data here. I can just directly refer here is name, right, age, and run it. We don't need to use curly braces if we have only one field. We can run it. It is going to run like name, test, age 33. So this way we can destructure that like object to just individual fields. So I have covered the most of the things of classes in Kotlin. So hope you like this video. Please subscribe and share your feedback. Thank you for your time.